Hi everyone, hope you're doing great. We know now how to vertically and horizontally align items. We know how to make beautiful grids. But to make a fully functional website, we also want our website to work on different devices, having different dimensions. And for that, we want to make a website responsive. And that is where comes in CSS media queries. So let's get right into it.
So let's see how we work with media queries. Now I'll create this HTML file. I have this file open in the live server and this is the fully responsive web page. We are going to test media queries. So why are these media queries used? So for example, you have built your website on your desktop, right? But you want that website to look beautiful on a phone also, right? But the dimensions of the phone and a monitor for a desktop are different, right? And for that you need to adjust your website, adjust the CSS code of your website to encompass, or you can say to work beautifully on phone as well, right? The dimensions with phone as well. So that's why we use media queries. As you can see right now, my screen is having this 658 pixels and 785 pixels. If I reduce this, you can see this is being reduced, and if I reduce this, the width is being reduced, right? So let's test quickly. So h1, I'll be having h1 title, and h2 I'll be having subtitle, right? All right, so let me just quickly create a style tag, and inside this I'll have a, let's say, font size of 4 rem. Okay, 4 rem is I think a lot. Let's use it at 3 rem, right? Title. Okay, title, right? So you can see if I reduce the size now, you can see the subtitle is actually escaping the screen, as and it's acting like it's overflowing from the screen, right? This is bad. This is not what we want, right? So how to fix this? So right now, let's say my screen is having 658 pixels. So if my screen is having 658 pixels, that should work fine, okay? But let me just increase it a little bit. Let me just increase it like this. So see, when does the text starts to overflow? It starts to overflow at around, you can say, 592 pixels, right? I'll just say 595 pixels. You can see here I'll just say 600 pixels, right? So okay, so I'll just add media, right? This defines another tag. This media will run, this at media will run only when specific conditions are met. What are those conditions? First you have to define the device type. Are you doing that for phone? Are you using for printer? Are you using that for text to speech? So default, I'll just write all here. So this should work on all the devices. And when max width is 600 pixels, I'll just write 600 pixels, this media query should run. Now here I have to write my CSS code. Again I'll write star operator to for the universal access. I'll just copy paste this and I'll just reduce it to 2 rem. Now if I reduce the size of the page, see what will happen. Right now I'm above 600 pixels width. As soon as I go down 600 pixels width, my font size actually changes, right? This is being changed, right? Let me just write another media tag at media, and this time I'll not write this all and all. If I don't write this, it will be default, right? So I'll just write max height. Right now it's 785. Let's just say when we are below 600 pixels, I'll just do one thing. Below 600 pixels, that when the max height is 600 pixels, just change the color of the text to blue, or I'll just say green. Okay, so see, when I'm doing this, I'm below 600 pixels. Wait, I'm still above 600 pixels. As soon as I'm below 600 pixels, my like text size is like text color is green now. Now when I reduce this also, when I'm below 600 pixels here, my text will reduce itself. So that is how we'll change the website depending on the dimensions of the page. One thing to remember is that if you're defining some tags, let's say I'll define some tags below these media queries, then these media queries will not work, because CSS actually traverses the code from top to bottom, and this, no matter what, this code will never work, because this will overwrite whatever is coming. So you always have to write media queries at the end of your CSS file, right? Or essentially below the thing you want to change. So below this class, right? So this is about media queries. We'll take more deeper dive when we are doing in the project, right? But you can see right now how media queries are working and how we can define it. So there's a lot of properties can be used. Again, max width can be used. There's another property called orientation. You can also use that. And also I can write print here. If I write print here, okay, and let me just do it another way. Add media instead of all the, I'll write print here. Okay, print. And for this, what should you do? All the color inside this should become blue. Okay, up when I print this, control plus P, you can see, okay, it's not, just give me a second. So media at print, when you want to print it, it is actually giving us color green, because the max height is, let me just remove this, right? When we print this, okay, print this web page, so now the color is blue only in printing. But when we reduce the size or we do something else, it will not make any effects on our web page. Correct? So this is about media queries, right? And this is how we are going to do. If I write this above this, right? If I write this thing above this, this should work. Okay, because it was getting overwritten by that green. That's why you need to keep the track whether you want to write something above or below something, because CSS parses the code from top to bottom. Okay, so when we are printing, every text in the web page is coming as blue. Okay, so this is how you can style and make your website responsive. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, keep coding.